This is N4LQ calling CQ. CQ calling CQ, the Old Friends Net. The Old Friends Net is an amplitude modulation net that meets here on 3715 kilocycles every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. and on Sundays at 5 p.m. Anybody that can generate an AM signal is welcome to check in and join us in the round table. This is a great place to find equipment, to sell equipment, to discuss vintage equipment and other things related to ham radio. Those wishing to check in, please call now.
WB4ARK.
WB4NKL.
KG4IUQ.
W4MEC.
Any further check-ins? The signals are all strong and clear this morning. Here's what I've got. WA4LLR, K4GDN, WB4ARK, WB4NKL, KG4IUQ, and W4MEC. One more time, see if there's any more check-ins. Please call. Well, a very small but intelligent group, I'm sure, this morning. Well, I'm running the LMAC AF67. Like I mentioned the other day, I was going to switch the transmitters out and give them a little exercise. Yeah, let's see here. I'm driving the AL82 and to way too much power. Try to cut this back here a little bit. Oh well, it doesn't want to cut back. All right, so Dave, go ahead and take it. WA4LLR, N4LQ.
And the rig sounds really good, Steve, as all of your rigs do. We got 44 degrees and clear, breezy up here on the mountain. Running the Babcock MT5B with the SB220 and receiving an RME 69. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a brisk day today. They think it might get to 60, but it's going to be breezy, so fire conditions are quite hazardous up here at the moment. We're dry and very dry. Not much more going on. Cliff, I have to apologize to you guys on the Over the Hill gang. When I was getting ready for that last transmission, I keyed the mic and nothing happened. And I noticed on the transmission before on the 500, when I keyed the mic, there was a delay, and then the transmitter clicked in. And
And my mission was about 48.
when I got up a little after 7 o'clock this morning. And it's nice and clear, and it's expected to stay that way for the next few days. I don't think we're going to get any rain before sometime early next week. So it is a little dry down here now. They haven't declared any fire problems yet, but anyway, we're running the Viking 2 receiving on the HRO5A1, the black HRO. So I guess you could say this is the Fritz Memorial Station, this is the transmitter that Fritz used to use. Like I say, it's a little chilly down here, but I'm loving it. And we are going to get back to the upstate. Let's see, the end of next week, we're going to be running through Spartanburg County, going up to Maggie Valley, and then coming back a week later into Spartanburg, and I should be at the November lunch. And hopefully I have a few things I'd like to show when we come in through there. So with that, let's see, it goes to Buddy, and everybody's coming in here very well this morning. WB4ARK in the group K4GDN.
K4GDN, WB4ARK. Okay, George, very good copy on your signal this morning. And everybody sounds good. The AF67 sounds very good, Steve. And it's a bright day here, not a cloud in the sky. Sun is coming up in the east, and it looks like we're going to have another cool but very nice day. So looks like my frequency is a little bit high, about 0.6 high, and so let's see, waiting on that wire from the Davis RF, and so hopefully we will get that in soon so we can get our antenna fixed at the far end of our property here, so we can get it out of the tree limbs. So with that, we'll send it on to WB4NKL. This is WB4ARK.
WB4ARK, it's WB4NKL. Okay, buddy. Got 36 degrees here, and looks like it's going to climb up to 65, so it's another nice fall day. And it's a little cooler in the morning, so I guess might see a little frost laying around tomorrow. Dave, sorry about the 500. It was sounding good. It sounds like it could be a relay issue. I think that's better than having fuses blown and all the other stuff that goes on with them. Hopefully it won't be too much to find there. I got some guys that showed up. They've been still hadn't finished this project here at the house, and I heard a couple vehicles pull up, so I'm going to get out here and check on these guys. I guess they're going to maybe get back to work on my project here. So I need to get out here and find out what's going on. So good copy all the way around. I'll say 73s, make this a one and done. Go ahead there, Mark, KG4IUQ, WB4NKL.
This is KG4IUQ. Well, it's cool here. I think the temperature is less than 40. I just went and checked my thermometer, but there's frost on the ground outside. There was this morning. So I know it's colder than they say on the cell phone, on the weather report on the cell phone, and it always is here. I'm using the T150 using about 100 watts peak output. I'm not using an amplifier this morning. I'm enjoying the nice fall colors and the cool temperatures. It's been a very nice change for me. I'm going to turn it over to Charlie, W4MEC. This is KG4IUQ.
KG4IUQ and the group W4MEC. Good morning, fellas. And of course, I'm on ART13, receiving on the 129X this morning. Signal strengths are excellent. Matter of fact, my RF gain is all the way to 0, and Buddy and Steve are still 9 on this 129X and going up to the pin. So either the meter's lying to me or it's got a good signal. Yeah, well, I got 3 thermometers. They all say 31 to 37, and one of them says 35. So I guess the one that says 35 is the most accurate. Went through apparently a time tunnel this morning. I dropped the wife off at the YMCA and was coming back, and I checked my time on my cell phone when I was about 2 miles away, and it said 7:29. I said, okay, I got plenty of time. I got home, it said 7:53, so I had some kind of teleportation thing going on there perhaps, but I don't ever remember seeing a cell phone clock be off. But then I said, what's that? So I looked at the cell phone again, and it said 7:53. So I don't know what that was, but it did say 7:29. So anyway, it's not a whole lot going on here. I had swore I was going to do some yard work yesterday, and it just didn't happen. So maybe today I got to get my pond pump running and filling the pond back up, and work on the banks a little bit and clean them up. So it's always easier when the pond level is down a little bit. I can get down there with the mower and just go around the edges of the bank. Don't have to use a weed eater or nothing. So take care of that and at least to get that done today. I got a tree that's shedding leaves. It's really weird. Normally they just fall off, but this time they started on the east side of the tree and they're slowly working towards the west side of the tree. They're about 2/3 of the way over to the west side of the tree, so I've never seen it do that before. It wasn't very colorful this year either. It's a maple, and it usually is brilliant yellow, just a giant yellow, like a Christmas ball yellow, everything, and then they drop. But this year they've been coming off in, my quadrant. It's weird. Let's see. All right, I'm real tail end Charlie, back up to N4LQ and the group W4MEC.
All right, Charlie. It's N4LQ. Well, there's probably some relationship between that tree shedding and the cell phone acting up, but who knows? Let's see. This is N4LQ. Do we have any more check-ins? All right. I guess my transmitter finally got calmed down. I'm not sure what got into it. You know, you can go through all the process, get it all tuned up just perfect the night before, and then the next day turn everything on and everything's different. Go figure that one out. Even my meter is on the antenna tuner is pegging or something. I don't know what's going on with that thing. It's weird. But I hope it sounds okay on that end. Looks like a lot of modulation. It's supposed to get up to 71 here today, but right now it's only 40. And I think tonight maybe even cooler. And then this weekend, starting Sunday, we're supposed to start getting rain. I think it's got something to do with that tropical storm down. It's down there around Cuba now. I guess that's what's causing it. Well, anyway, Cliff, sorry to lose you there. Hopefully I can get that project done. I forgot what the project is. Maybe somebody can remind me. And Buddy, still waiting on that wire. They must have shipped that on a slow boat. But I hope that comes in soon. You can get your antenna back up. George, sounding good. I wonder what you're going to bring to the luncheon for us to sell. That way I can start saving up for it, I guess. And Dave, you sound good as usual on your MT5B. And Mark, you're unbelievably strong this morning. The audio is beautiful, and your signal was S9 8 miles away anyway. So I'm sure it's doing a good job everywhere. I think that barefoot, that's what, about 14 watts, as I recall, 14 watts carrier power. So, and very, very high percentage of modulation on that T150. That's what's doing the job, man. It's getting out. All right. Well, we hired a cleaning lady to come over, and the day before, my wife starts on a campaign to clean the house up before she gets here. Now, you know, I could just figure on that, and so she decided that all the furniture in the family room need to be moved. Every single piece of furniture that you could find, and some things I didn't even know were there, she wanted moved. And so we went down there and drug couches and chairs and put things where she wanted them, and then kind of moved them again a little bit. I don't know, but it gave us a chance to sweep the floor underneath everything so the cleaning lady wouldn't see it. So Dave, over to you. One more time, see if there's any more check-ins. Listen, N4LQ is listening for check-ins. Hey, Dave. WA4LLR, N4LQ.
Heaven sounds really good. They're famous for audio, plenty of it, but it sounds great. Let's see. I believe, George, you said you run a Valiant too. I think that's what you said you run. It's doing a good job up this way. And buddy, cool and clear down where you are. Yeah, it's cool and clear here, and breezy, quite breezy. And with the leaves down and dry conditions, it's not a good time for people to be lighting any fires outside, for sure. 730 Clea, his project, they were doing some remodeling on the outside of the house. Can't remember exactly what they were doing, but they've been working on that for quite some time, off and on. Mark, that T150 is doing a super job. I was amazed that you were running it barefoot. You got a great signal. And Charlie, oh man, missing time. That's not a good sign. You better take a close look, make sure you don't have any, red marks anywhere on your body where there may have been any probes or anything. Oh me, but I'm glad you made it in this morning. Either way, yeah, it's highly irritating when when one of these rigs quits in mid conversation. But I don't know what happened to the 500 this morning. I'll have to tear into it eventually. But fortunately, there's several of the rigs around that I can use until I find the culprit. Let's see here. Our space weather is pretty calm today. Sunspot count's 117, solar flux index is 133, and the K is 0.33. So theoretically, the geomagnetic field is very stable today. A few items from this day in history. On this day in 1983, suicide bombers drove truckloads of high explosives into the U.S. Marine barracks in Beirut. We lost 241 servicemen and 58 French troops. On this day in 2001, Apple introduced the iPod. Haven't seen one of those things in a while. Portable media player that became one of the most successful products of the early 2000s. On this day in 1956, the International Atomic Energy Agency was created, supposedly to monitor what was going on with atomic energy and promote world peace, but oh well. On this day in 1942, the British, led by Field Marshal Bernard Law Montgomery, launched a successful infantry attack against the Russians the Germans, my goodness, wake up, Dave, at El Alamein. And on this day in 1925, Johnny Carson was born. He hosted the Tonight Show from 1962 to 1992. That was a good run. Okay, George, here it comes. And yeah, I'm curious what you're bringing to the lunch. K4GDN, WA4LLR.
R in the group, K4GDN. And I'm running the Viking 2, Dave, this morning. And I'm going out through a small matchbox to my center-fed dipole. And while I'm thinking about it, Steve, the audio sounds good, modulation is good, but I do hear a little bit of hum in the background. And if I had to bet, I would say it's coming from your audio somewhere, but it's very, very slight. And your signal is very strong here. And if it wasn't that strong, I might not even hear it. And as far as what I'm bringing to the luncheon, I've got an NC300 that I would like to sell. This is a receiver I got from Glenn in 4AK. He went through it real well, and it's one of the later versions of the NC300. I've also got an HQ110A, and I may even bring an HQ170A. All of these are completely functional radios. And I've also got I've got a BC342, which I picked up I guess a year or so ago. But it's got some problems with the trimmer capacitors in the front end. The collar that holds the rotor in place with respect to the stator, when you try to tune one of these things when you're doing the alignment, the collar slips and the capacitor ends up shorting, and there's really no good cure for that. You might could take them all out and reset them with maybe Loctite. It's a collar on the shaft that maintains the spacing against the force of the spring that makes the electrical contact for the rotor. And I've just given up on the 342. It's complete, and it was working. So it's got a lot of good parts in it, but I might bring that too. But I'm just trying to get rid of some of my handbands only equipment, and we're getting ready for the move back up to the upstate. We'll be talking with a real estate agent when we're up there in early November. Everybody's coming in here very well this morning. There is some QSB, but other than that, I'm copying everybody 100%. So with that, let's see, goes to Buddy. WB4ARK in the group, K4GDN.
K4GDN, WB4ARK. Okay, George, well, everybody's signal is quite good this morning. Very strong. Band is very quiet. And we have no wind down here right now. It's very still. So I hope you don't have any issues up there in the mountains, Dave. But it could be some pretty high wind situation up there this afternoon. The Weather Service is reporting that, so we will see. Let's see. We got most all of our projects done, and we're going to go down to Duncan's this morning to do a little work on a new signal that we've installed. So we'll get that done today and hopefully get it working. The other issue here is the KWS-1. We got no problems with it right now. It seems to be working just fine, as the reports are indicating from you guys. And so we got Butch's unit that has a blown high-pass input filter in the high voltage section to get straightened out, and I've built a new replacement for that. He's waiting on 0.01 at 3,000 volt capacitor to come in to install, and it'll be finished. So hopefully we'll have that done here soon. That's a weak link in the KWS-1, and there's not much to that high-pass filter. It's made by Sprague. It's a tube that's about an inch in diameter and about inch and 3/4 long, with a flange on it for 2 screws, and it fits inside of a small metal box on the back where the high voltage connects on. Well, inside that unit is a capacitor, and it has a number 12 wire that runs from one end of the unit to the other, where the high voltage connects on. So that's all there is to it, and no coil inside of it, nothing except just the capacitor wound around that rod, that number 12 wire that goes from one end to the other. And I think the capacitor is about an inch long and about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. And it's pretty interesting layout, but there isn't anything to it. And they call it a high-pass filter. So anyhow, that's what it is, and it's going away, as many of them have done so in the past on many KWS-1s, although mine still has the original. Mine is unit is a very late model unit, right at the end of production, so hopefully it's going to last a little bit longer. Well, we can't send it to Cliff, so we'll send it to KG4IUQ, WB4ARK.
This is KG4IUQ. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that this T150 is sounding good. Steve says that it has about 14 watts carrier, and I remember that's what it was saying his some kind of unit, LP700 or something like that. I read that it's a controlled carrier screen modulation transmitter, and I know on my output meter here it looks like it sits at about 10 watts when I press the mic button. I better sign up to be able to get off work and go to this meeting in November if I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go to one of them either in November or December, and I need to decide on that one. Steve is sounding good over here. I understand that you did a lot of cleaning up over there at your house. Your wife's gonna have somebody come over and clean, but then she did furniture moving. Had to move a bunch of furniture. That's really kind of interesting. That would be about how it would go here at this house. Somebody's going to come over and visit. There's a lot of cleaning done, you know, all kind of amazing to me. LLR, Dave is sounding good. George in Myrtle Beach with the Viking 2 sounds very good. Charlie, W4MEC, sounds good here. He's experienced the time being wrong on his phone for the first time. That's interesting there. Gonna do some yard work pretty soon. Alright, I will turn it over to Charlie, W4MEC. This is KG4IUQ.
Okay, Mark, KG4IUQ and the group W4MEC. I hit the self-test there to see what my frequency is. If I just key it up, the dynamotor whine through the microphone makes the counter not stable there, the modulation. A couple hundred cycles high, I guess we're close enough. I thought it might be a little farther off because it's so cooling in the shack here, and I've only been warming it up for 10 minutes, but it went from about 560 down to 200 and something, so it's going in the right direction, drifting down as it heats up. Let's see, the capacitor problem. Actually, George, I got a repair for that and wrote it up for QST Hinton Kinks and sent it in, and they sent it back as rejected, not of interest to our current readership. How to fix one of those capacitors, but it's really simple. If you want to do it, if you can take it out, you just put it in a vise. The two pins on the back that normally the wires go to for the stator, and then you get on the front with a spacer and slowly push the rotor between the vise jaws. You push it so that the plates are centered, and then you get that locking collar back where it needs to be, and you can either solder it. I usually just cross drill it and put a piece of resistor lead through it and then solder it all back together, and that was the simple cure for that. I've done quite a few of those like that, that after 40, 50, 60 years the solder joint gives up and the retainer, which normally doubles as an adjustment because it's six-sided like a nut, so with the shaft, with the screw, with a slot on the end for a screwdriver, but that's fairly simple fix on those. And amazingly, how many of them have stayed over all these decades, and how many of them actually break. But yeah, you got to be able to get them out of there. Sometimes that's a bear to get those caps out to repair them. I haven't figured out a way how to do them in a rig, maybe with a C-clamp and something to back it up, But anyway, if you want to attempt it. So, what else we got? That's about it. And that's interesting that I guess all wives will tidy up the house a little bit if anybody's coming in to clean the house, like a carpet cleaner or somebody like that, they want it to look nice. My wife's nieces, the two of them, one from Atlanta and one from Alaska. One from Alaska is down in Atlanta right now, and both of them are coming up to Charlotte, and then they're going to cut back over this way to see my wife there, and they're going to have a visit. So she has been planning the house cleanup that's going to occur during this week. So I guess I will be. That's going to. They'll be visiting next week, so I got about 7 days to watch her go crazy cleaning the house up there. So, so I'm sure I'm going to be involved in something, Anyway, N4LQ in the group W4MEC.
Yeah, W4MEC. This is N4LQ trying to get on the right frequency. Yeah, I'll see. I'm looking for the hum here. I don't really see it on the scope, but let me turn the audio down. It's a little high. I'm not sure what that is. All right, this is M4LQ. Do we have any really late stations that want to check in? Well, I think you can get on Amazon and order a cleaning person to come out. They've got all kinds of services now you can join in on, and I saw a commercial on TV last night for some place you can call and order a maid, and it's an introductory price of $14 or $19, $19 I think, to clean your house for the first time. They didn't mention what it would be the second time. Probably, I'm thinking $100 is probably about typical. Now we're going to have a, I guess you'd call it introductory cleaning to get caught up, or a deep cleaning or something, but that hasn't been done since we moved in 7 years ago. So it's just a matter of keeping up with all the dog hair. I tell you, those things are 2 little dogs. They shed worse than anything I ever saw. Well, I guess Cliff, I think what he's doing is probably adding a ballroom on the east wing of his house. It's been taking so long. I think that's what he's up to. And let's see, George is bringing a whole bunch of goodies to sell. NC300, and that's what was used to be known as the Dream receiver. CQ magazine had a contest, and or maybe it was national, but on the back of CQ magazine was the NC300 Dream receiver, and they showed it with a, I believe a Ranger 2, I believe was the matching combo for that thing. And you're bringing an HQ110A. I sold mine. Good little AM receiver. HQ170A and BC342, and those are good. BC342 with a crystal filter can really do a good job on the AM for you. All right, well, not much else going on around here. I'll go ahead and pass it around. I'd say this is probably our last round for the morning, and we'll call it our 73 round. So, Dave, here she comes, WA4LLR, N4LQ.
And sure sounds like George is bringing quite a load. He's going to have to rent a U-Haul. I need to do that, but Lordy, I've not come to the point where I can make myself liquidate the excess yet. But oh well, maybe one of these days. And yeah, moving furniture. Oh Lord, that's one of my least favorite jobs. And just talking about somebody coming to clean and cleaning up before they come, it's kind of like I asked my wife, I said, why have somebody come to clean if we're going to clean it before they get here? And it's like what the dishwasher commercial. People were cleaning the plates real good before they put them in, and the little kid says, well, what does the dishwasher do? That's kind of the way about having somebody coming to clean. We clean it up before they get there. Well, I'm going to bow out and go in search of breakfast. Got to get out of here after a while and go work on the fellas' gas logs and see if I can get them going for him. Thanks for calling it, Steve. Everybody have a great day. 7-3. God bless. Lord willing, we'll see you on Sunday. So, K4GDN, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR. and the groups, K4GDN. And, yeah, I'm bringing a few things. And Steve, that hum is barely perceptible. You got to really listen close, and I don't see it on my monitor scope. When you're quiet, it doesn't show up, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. It might even be a fan noise, but I think it's something else. Anyway, and Charlie, on those capacitors, I've tried several things on them, and like you say, it's hard to get the capacitors out to start with. That could be a real issue. And this radio is really not as clean as I would really like. I hate to say I don't think I want to put that much effort in it. I do like the BC342. That was my only good receiver. My only receiver, really. Oh, well, I had a TCS also when back in the 60s when I was first licensed. But the BC342 was the first good radio I had. And I really liked it. It was a good radio. I think in many respects it was a better design than the 348. Although I think the 348 might be a little bit more rugged and a little bit hold up better with age. But those tuning capacitors are really a trip. And if I remember correctly, there's about 24 of them in there. So it's really an issue. There's one for each band, and you got them in the RF and the oscillator sections. So that's a concern. And yeah, I'm going to bring a load up in the back of the pickup. Hopefully I'll bring most all of that, and I would like to sell them. I'm just trying to get away from some of the handbands only stuff prior to us making the move. And we are going to be talking with a real estate agent when we're up there in November. We already got one house on the schedule to take a look at here in Spartanburg County. And Charlie, you were mentioning the problems you're having in Hendersonville with the government. They've got the same problem in Myrtle Beach as far as I'm concerned. I've said this before. We've been down here now since, I guess, 2018, almost 7 years. And I can't name a dozen people that I've met that grew up in Erie County. And you swear most of them are from. And we don't have any neighbors that are local. It's really, as far as I'm concerned, the best down here. So with that, I'm going to say 73. And Steve, thanks for calling that. I'll listen to the end. And I guess it goes to Buddy. WB4ARK, K4GDN.
K4GDN, WB4ARK. Okay, George. Well, everybody's signal is still holding quite strong. And thanks, Steve, for calling the net. The rain conditions are very poor, long range, and so irrigation is necessary to keep the yard at least in the condition it was in before we went into this drought. We've got we just had the yard replanted for winter conditions, so hopefully the irrigation is going to help it maintain itself until we get some rain in here. Well, I guess that's it, and we'll send it on to Mark. So everybody have a great rest of this week, and we will look forward to Sunday. KG4IU. Oh, and your unit also sounds good, Mark. Very good signal into Lake Wiley. KG4IUQ, WB4ARK.
Thank you very much, buddy. This is KG4IUQ. Well, Steve's talking about the cleaning service that you can get from Amazon. I think that's very interesting. The world is going through some changes, looks like, to me. It's been a nice net. Dave, Steve, George over in Myrtle Beach, Buddy, ARK. And I believe Cliff's not here right now, but been nice hearing him. And Charlie, W4MEC. Hope you all have a good day. And I will not be on the net on Sunday because I have to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday 12 hours each day. And I just hope everybody has a good day. I'm going to say 73 and pass it on over to W4MEC Charlie. This is KG4IUQ.
Okay, Mark, KG4IUQ in the group W4MEC. I might be interested in that BC 342. I'd like to get something a little more period to run with this ARC 13. I got a 348 to run with a 375, and I got the proper receivers for the SCR 274, but I don't have, and the 348 is more or less okay for the ARC 13, but I already got one right next to it, so I like to pair them up. So I'll look into that. I got a 314 sitting over here that needs all the not filters, well, I'm sure they need it too, but it's a 312 or a 314, I can't remember now, but all the bypass caps are shot, so, but I've never got around to it. And there is an argument for cleaning the plates before you put them in a dishwasher, and it has to do with clogging the filter in the thing, and on the output there, they actually have a little filter, I think, somewhere, especially the ones that recirculate the water. There's a filter that'll get plugged up with food, and so yeah, we get most of the gunk off our plates. And the other thing, like washing machines, never use a powder. Never use a powder in your washing machine or your dishwasher because it plugs up the whole works there, and things wear out a lot quicker. Our dishwasher is 33 years old. It's not a Maytag, it's the other one. I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, and they don't make them like this anymore. This one, you put the dishes in, turn it on, it washes the dishes, you're done. My son's got a Samsung. I swear it takes 4 hours to wash the dishes. It recirculates the water, it does all this stuff, and you can load that thing up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It seems like it's still running at 10 o'clock. I think ours takes maybe 40 minutes at the most to run through a full cycle. So I don't know. And Steve, that hum, I can hear it, but your signal is so extremely loud. I can hear your dogs breathing. So you might, if you're worried about it, go over to CW and I'll give a listen. I'm sure it's just humming the cable or whatever. So. Anyway, thanks for running the net, and I've been remiss in getting on 1864. I'm just not here at the right time. I got in yesterday at 8:35, and I said, "Nah, shoot, they're either done or it's just too late." So, but I'll do better. Maybe tonight. At 7:03, all. We'll see you on Sunday afternoon. N4LQ W4MEC.
All right, W4MEC N4LQ. Well, it's probably this amplifier down here. It's let me the microphone down near it, and you might be able to hear it. Little noise there from it. It's got a fan in it, a blower. But that may be it, and I'll try to move away from it here and get positioned so it doesn't pick it up so much, and see, did that make any difference? Oh, all right. Well, I don't see any ripple at all on the scope, and so I don't know what's going on with that. And let's see, one more thing here I want to try. Yeah, I'm listening to myself in the receiver, and I don't hear anything there. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Oh, and powder, as far as that goes, my wife has always used powder soap in the washing machine, and I don't know why. It's hard to find anymore. Most of it is liquid, and they don't really want you to use powder, but she's got some theory about it, and I don't know what it is, But the washing machine, I don't know how old it is. I wish it'd just go ahead and fall apart because it's so noisy. It's a newer washing machine, and it's a Maytag, but it tangles up the clothes. The first time she used it, everything was tied in a big knot, and I even made a video of it and put it on YouTube. But she figured out a way to somehow place them in there just right, and they don't get tangled so bad. Anyway, let me go ahead and close the net. Thanks everybody for checking in. Have a great day. See you all Sunday, and if you can make it tonight on 160, sure love to have you. This is N4LQ closing the Old Friends Net.
When we were first married, we had a Sears and Roebuck washing machine, brand new one, and it needed service. I don't know what went wrong. It's been too long ago to remember, but the Sears service man came in, and he's the one who said never use powder. So, and he said I can open it up and show you the insides of the things, and they're just packed. You know, it gets hard and gets in there. So she's been paying attention to him for the past 46 years. So we'll see at W4MEC.
I will pass that information along, and I think it's something recommended by the EPA or somebody. I'm not sure what all that's about. Anyway, we'll check it out. Thanks a lot, 73 N4LQ.